Dear Democrats, and I do use the word dear because you are my friends, neighbors, and family. You're not my enemies. I am not a R Republican. This is not about team. I don't really believe in team. You know, team is uniform, flag, all kinds of superficial crap that really doesn't matter. You know, so I'm not a rah-rah Republican per se. I do have a set of policy preferences that I prefer. They tend to lean more towards the Republican Party and more towards the libertarian wing of the Republican Party. I'm very much for individual freedom, for people minding their own business and staying out of each other's lives and letting each other be. You know, live and let live. And, you know, unfortunately, there's not a lot of that in the Democrat Party. There is some in the Republican Party. There's also a lot of Republicans who like to get into everyone else's business too. You've got, you know, the religious right, and, you know, they certainly are not live and let live. But there is at least a couple, you know, some portion of the Republican Party that is still, you know, traditional liberal in meaning, you know, in freedom part of the party. So for the past couple of days, I've seen you guys spinning in circles, pointing fingers at each other and trying to figure out what went wrong. I want to help you. So here's the issue. The leadership of your party is very much, for better or worse, the terminology I'll use is overeducated. You have a lot of people in your party who spend their lives in schools and think tanks, and basically they're living in books, position papers, white papers, a lot of philosophers, a lot of people who are in their head and not so much out in the real world. You also, one of the things that is, you know, a large component of your party, you do have a lot of atheists in your party, which, you know, I don't think aligns with your base. You know, you wonder how you lost a lot of the Latino or African American vote. Well, a lot of those people are people of faith. There's a lot of Catholics in the Latino community. And when, you know, your party is being run by a bunch of liberal atheists who, you know, think that gender is a construct, that, you know, again, the traditional family is a construct, that biology doesn't mean anything, that men can be women and women can be men, and it's just really a matter of preference, that, again, that does not align well with the traditional labor base of the Democrat Party. So, you know, that is my advice to you, is even if you've got every PhD in America to vote for you, you're about 1.5%. You want to expand that to get everybody with a master's degree? Okay, now you're up to about 6%. You want everybody with a bachelor's or associates? You know, now you're up to like 48%. You're getting pretty close to a majority. But even if that was like 51, 52%, I still think that you guys are going to be, you may get the majority as you have in the past, but you're going to lose in the Electoral College because that 52% is concentrated on both coasts. So you're running up the score in New York, you're running up the score in California, you're running up the score in Illinois around Chicago, but the rest of the country is rejecting what you guys are saying. So my suggestion is put down the books, go outside. Not just go outside, but get the hell out of the cities. Go out into, you know, into these, you know, the backwood places where you know, go out to East Bumfuck where the Hokies live. And then even from there, go out into, you know, the state park and go just take a look around and see how nature is organized. Go talk to, a coyote and see if gender is a construct. See if the idea that a family requires a male and a female to create offspring is a construct. Why don't you ask them if the whole, if sex is something that's primarily for pleasure and that offspring is just a bad consequence of sex? That's not the case. Nature has designed intercourse to produce offspring. That's not a negative byproduct. That's the whole point of intercourse. Now, yes, we are human beings. We do have a certain level of intelligence. There are things that we enjoy doing, and we do crazy things with food. We cook our food, we add wine to it and spices and make sauces. We make 15-layer wedding cakes, and that is so far removed from the basic requirements of getting nutrition to keep the body going and create muscle mass and to power your metabolism. And I understand that for human beings, sex goes beyond the creation of offspring. But at its core, that's what it's about. At its core, somewhere along the line, the universe decided that it was better to have people or have biology reproduce through sexual reproduction as opposed to asexual reproduction. You get better biological diversity. It creates a situation where now individuals in a species have to socialize. You have to go out and find a mate, which means that you now have to go out into society and interact with other members of your species. You need to be able to, play the game, whether or not it's displaying your plumage, singing a song, or putting on your best clothes and putting on cologne. These are all, part of what socializes animals. And then from there, then we've moved up. Now that we've socialized, we get to share knowledge and ideas and build upon that. And before you know it, you have civilization. So, I want you guys, again, not that I'm, on your side. To be honest, I'm not really even on my side. I don't care about sides. But, your friends, your family, I don't hate any of you. I just want you to realize that you're going down a bad path. You're stuck in your head, and you spend your whole life dealing with ought as opposed to what is. Now, Catholics, we have a serenity prayer. God, give me the patience to accept the things that I cannot change. Give me the strength to change the things that I cannot accept, and give me the wisdom to tell one from the other. Well, I think you guys have gone too far down the strength to change what I cannot accept. There's a lot of stuff out there that you guys just need to accept. Not all of it can be changed. I like to point out the example between Karl Marx and Adam Smith. Adam Smith, free market economics, the guy sat his ass down in the corner of a factory and observed what was going on without judging it, and just said, how did we get here? And he came up with a certain pattern that as far as the specialization of labor and how how business is formed and how roles within a productive business come to be. Karl Marx started in his head and said, I don't like this system. I think it's exploitive. How ought it to be? And he comes up with this whole, and I've read Das Kapital. It's a lot of bullshit, a lot of big word bullshit. And I think that that's what really draws academics to it, because then you become like priests. So you have a sort of secret knowledge, right? That, only I get the lingo, only I understand what's going on, and I'm now a priest of this special Marxist knowledge. And later on, the critical theorists